to the ABGL Collegiate Dota 2 Spring Series. We saw a pretty good game last game versus University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign versus UBC Dota with Urbana-Champaign coming out on top at the 50-minute mark after a pretty good game. Can you explain what happened in that previous game?
Well, basically what happened was Navi, they were playing some matches there. They tried to, get a lot of kills and stuff, but then Alliance, they went for the base. So then Alliance, what they did is they just killed all the towers and stuff, and you know what they say. Towers mean everything, kills mean nothing. I just screwed up that quote, but you know what? That's just what it is, and Alliance ended up taking the international, and that's what happened.
Sorry, were you watching the TI3 VOD? I was watching a completely different VOD.
Oh, were you watching TI4? That was much more boring.
Oh, I see. Well, anyways, basically exactly that. I mean, U of I going for the racks and towers as UBC just trying to go for some extra kills. They went a little bit too Davai for their own good. And with that, we are going to be going into Game 2 of U of I versus UBC. Let's see if Illinois can secure another win. And with that screw up of a segue, we are already now into the draft with very quick bans from of Zeus, wow, Witch Doctor, Broodmother, and Beastmaster. So 2 respect bans coming out from UBC. They saw the power that Zeus and Beastmaster had on the side of U of I, so they're just going to get rid of that now. And speaking of Alliance, Nature's Prophet's going to be the first pickup on the side of U of I.
Admiral Bulldong, Dan's game, a forehead, Kappa.
Man, I didn't know I was casting with Twitch chat. But now UBC with their duo pick, going to pick up Earth Spirit and Lion. So this is one of the first few games that I've actually seen Earth Spirit get through on. Do you think that changes anything this game? Like, does this make the game lean a little bit more in their favor?
Yeah, definitely. Earth Spirit, one of the most strongest heroes in Dota. Rip my grammar. But
most strongest indeed.
Stop. Okay, I already did that. No, he's got the role, a slow, a silence, a stun. It's just got everything in one Earth Spirit package, and he is pretty much expressionless too. So you got that going for you as well.
Indeed, Gyrocopter going to be the next ban for U of I. Man, when is 6.87 going to come out? Earth Spirit gets banned.
I mean,
nerfed.
Do you even Ice Frog?
I really don't. Ice Frog has an agenda of his own, and we are all simply his pawns. Joe Ranger going to be the next ban on the side of UBC, so I guess they did recognize that Nature's and Death Prophet both want to push quickly, and they both are ranged, so Joe Ranger, a really, really good ban from the side of UBC, now Invoker banned on the side of U of I. They were the one who exploited the power of that hero last game, but this time they're going to ban him out. So
generally, we see the Drow Ranger banned out when we see Vengeful Spirit picked up first. Usually, Vengeful Spirit was getting picked up in the first 2 picks, and you really didn't want to have to deal with that double aura strat. So teams just usually went with banning the Drow Ranger in the second round, so you couldn't pick up that duo. I'm pretty sure that's why it was happening every single time. Another popular ban was also an Ursa there.
There's like a job.
I see. In this case, though, they're going to ban
sometimes when people
the Lone Druid. So now it is on UBC to pick up their next hero, and they're going to go for the Sven instead of U of I. So they did see how powerful the Sven can be, and they're going to pick him up this time around. So it is now on Urbana-Champaign to pick up their hard carry and supports. Do you like the Lion support on the side of UBC? I mean, we saw how powerful it can be in the previous Shanghai Major when Pylai Dai, the Lion King, basically showing off what it can do. But do you feel like there has to be someone of that level to play him well?
Honestly, no. The Lion is a pretty strong hero. You've got so much utility with him. A stun, a hex, a mana drain, which is great against illusions, as well as the hex. You can just take illusions right out of it. You don't have that problem with right now from U of I, but I mean, depending on who they pick up, you could definitely take care of that. Say if they went for a Spectre. And then the Finger is also great in fights. The Lion seems to have gone from hell and back. He's like been put into hell, and then he got back from hell, and then he got put in again, and then came back. It seems to happen usually around China. Last year it was DAC and
Yeah.
FY God that just absolutely wrecked on the line. VG, actually, it was Fenrir and FY that ran it quite a bit. And now we saw another resurgence in Shanghai where the line once again was picked up many times over. And, you know, it's still a strong hero. And it was a bit surprising that he ran out of favor, but sometimes that's just how the meta goes.
Indeed. Excuse me. And during that, Dazzle is going to be the support picked up for Urbana, so a little bit of a defensive support on their side. UBC is going to pick up the Lena, and I'm assuming this is going to be a mid Lena since they've already picked up Lion and Earth Spirit. What do you think about that? How does Lena fare against a Death Prophet?
Honestly, the range definitely helps her. But Death Prophet is a bit stronger than she used to be, and Lena, she definitely has the range, but Death Prophet can benefit against Lena's squishiness to make the lane a little bit more in her favor.
I see. U of I going to be going for more of like a global presence strat with the Bounty Hunter and Nature's Prophet combo that I've seen many times before. I mean, the early kill squad that they have gives Bounty Hunter the levels that he needs to get track on, getting started and, you know, putting his team ahead. And with that, Ursa, like you were saying, is going to be the next ban out from UBC Dota, and the Queen of Pain, the next ban for Urbana Champagne. So now it is on UBC on their final pickup, and this is going to be their offlaner now, and it's going to be the Batrider. So, I mean, do you think there's going to be a Batrider offlane, or do you think they'll do some crazy freaking lanes and put Batrider mid possibly?
Oh, it's a Batrider off lane, just Lena mid, and then Sven in the safe lane with the two supports. I mean, Batrider can be a bit difficult to run him in the off lane. Generally, we only see him in the mid, and that by an experienced player. So I'm sure the UBC have a player who's extremely good with the Batrider. The thing is, it's very difficult to do well with him early game as it was before. With the nerfs to the Firefly, just nerfing it into the ground over and over again. It's a bit disheartening sometimes, but the Batrider with the lasso and the quick access to farm is still pretty good.
Indeed. I mean, it's not a Dota patch unless Batrider gets nerfed, so...
Or Darkseer.
Or Darkseer. Intelligence reduced to 1. So Batrider is still going to get picked up despite his nerfs, and Urbana Champagne now have the response pickup. They have already picked up their two supports, and it's going to be a carry Slark this game around, which, I mean, I don't know how good that necessarily is, having to go up against Earth Spirit, Lena, Lion, and Batrider, all people that can go through his ult, practically. So what do you think about that Slark pickup?
Well, they can't necessarily go through his ult, but they can definitely, if he doesn't get the purge off, they can really stun him up and make him die pretty fast. So he definitely needs to be on top of his game on like when to use the skills and making sure that he gets out of things. I mean, if you lasso a Dark Pacting Slark, well, that's pretty much over. Game lost, GG. It's just if that Slark is able to get that off in time.
I mean, he does have the defense of the Dazzle, so he practically has his ult as 1 life, his Dazzle as a 2nd life. There's a lot you have to get through to actually kill this Slark, so it'll be up to UBC to play around that. It's going to be, once again, UBC versus UIUC going into Game 2 with both sides flipped. So, this Earth Spirit, I mean, we haven't seen a lot of Earth Spirit picked up in games since he's practically a 100% ban in the first phase, if not the second phase. But this time he's actually going to slip through, and it'll be up to UIUC to have to deal with that. Death Prophet, not really good at handling, I feel like, an Earth Spirit that ganks mid lane if she can't get her silence off. It's a pretty rough game for her. What do you feel about the Nature's Prophet offline? I feel like it's so strong recently, and I don't think there's really been any nerfs or buffs to him that would make him just strong all of a sudden. So why is he so strong?
It's the treants. They got a buff a while ago, and I think that's the main thing. Also, he's just so... I think it's more of a meta change. You're just so active around the map early that teleport allows you to be so aggressive sometimes and take towers off of it. That's really the big thing. You want to get a kill and get a tower, and the Nature's Prophet is really good at allowing you to do that.
Indeed, and as we were saying, the smoke is actually going to pay off, and they're going to pick off this Bounty Hunter just when he thought he was safe. So a really good rotation by UBC, and that's going to be a free rune going the way of Sinclair here. As Elsai Kongru gets his own rune down in the bot lane. So runes going both ways. And the game is now going to be underway. So far the laning is going to be pretty standard. I mean, Lina in this mid lane with Earth Spirit going to be blocking the mid lane to start out with, but he'll probably start rotating up to this top lane or even put pressure down into the mid lane.
With the bounty hunter on the other team, he definitely wants to make sure that the DP has a rough start and isn't able to get a big advantage because of the bounty hunter. So he's just really here to protect the Lina.
I see, and he's going to already start rolling in onto Elsai Kongru. The Soul Siphon is going to be well as the LSA. They're both going to land onto the Death Prophet. So actually going to chunk her down to about half health. She doesn't have a salve. She's going to have to tango up. Fairy Fire is available, however. Now, Sorry does actually make his way into the tree so that he can just soak XP without having to actually be in lane. He's going to have to dodge Code Brilliant, however. Sue Blood is going to start rotating in on this Lina. They do have enough vision for the Bounty Hunter should he rotate in.
You know, it's interesting, the Earth Spirits that we see usually go for an Orb of Venom first on the hero, and then possibly that engagement they could have put a little bit more damage onto the Death Prophet if they had it.
Indeed. So because he didn't go for that, unfortunately, not enough damage. And man, Subla dropping so low. He actually took 2 LSAs and the Dragon Slave worth of damage. So surprisingly enough, he is going to live through that. Yeah, I really feel like Earth Spirit should have gone Orb of Venom. I mean, that could have possibly been a kill onto the Death Prophet. I mean, it's perfectly possible if they had enough slow for that.
Yeah, a kill on the Death Prophet, a kill on the Bounty Hunter right there. He just got out of range of the ward when he was on about 30 health. I mean, that's a couple of kills that you're missing there.
Purely just because of your item choices. Instead, he's going to stack for Sinclair. And now Code Brilliant's actually dropping really, really low thanks to this Firefly. And that's actually going to be a kill going the way of the Bat Rider. Firefly should be expiring soon enough, but he's going to be able to get out. Sublood is following him. However, the Orb of Venom slowing him down just a little bit, but Sorry has the move speed advantage. But now 470 is actually going to rotate in. There's going to be the Sprout as well. Sorry, he's going to be able to get through it, but is he going to be able to actually live through this? A couple more right clicks should be able to do it. Sorry, one more right click is going to be able to get there, and he's going to be able to finish him off. So the rotation by Ko and is that Sinclair? Yeah, Sinclair, not enough. So pick up on this Bat Rider. Not something you really want to do as an offlaner to die so early, but looking at the last hit chart, Sven is leading so far. Slark not too far behind him. There's going to be another rotation by Sublood into the mid lane. We did see Sublood play a little bit more of like the defensive support in this last game, and now instead this game he's going to be playing the really, really aggressive support. I mean, do you think that impacts his gameplay at all, or do you think he should be able to still play the same good support as he did last game?
I think it's very close to the same. I mean, the IO has a little bit of a different role, but as a support, they both can be really aggressive. And actually, I would characterize IO as more of an aggressive support. Even though you have that relocate, it's more of aggression with other people on your team, which is a different kind. Although the Bounty Hunter is kind of similar, since you can kind of still set up ganks and have the Bat Rider lasso or the Nature's Prophet TPN. Sorry, yeah.
I see, and there's going to be
Lasso's
double
on the
stuns
other
now on to 470. UBC Mama Load is going to be able to cleave out the trees. Is 470 getting enough? But he gets blocked out by KCY. And it's not going to be enough. Nature's Prophet is actually going to be able to get out of that fight.
That was a bit of a misplay there.
Yeah, really
the Lion decides to go and stare at the Nature's Prophet right in front of him. Maybe if he didn't do that, the stun could have cleaned up the kill. It was still up in the air. It was close. But the Lion going up inside melee range to try to hit the Nature's Prophet TPing away, that's a bit of a misplay.
Definitely a misplay. The Blue Wards mid lane actually both were able to drop as UIUC placed a Blue Ward. Lina and Death Prophet both committed a tango for each other's Blue Wards. So now this Bounty Hunter has free reign in the mid lane whenever he wants to rotate there. And really, we haven't seen too many rotations by the Earth Spirit quite yet, but we do see a rotation by Sinclair, and man, Code Brilliant just drops instantly the Firefly enough to finish him off. So what do you think about like the Earth Spirit? I mean, we did see him in a couple of plays early game, but so far we really haven't seen much activity from him on the map so far. Do you think he needs to get a little bit more active, or?
I think he needs a couple of levels. Currently, he's level 1, so when the kills don't work out, you really just want to get a couple of levels and see if you can find a kill.
I see Sinclair definitely running the wrong way. I feel like that's able to get 2 Soul Siphons out onto the Lina, and the wave is going to be able to finish off this Lina. That's an easy kill going the way of UIUC. So far, just like last game, I feel like they're kind of winning this early game. I mean, Mama Load is going to try and farm up these Treants. Ko is dropping so low. They did try and, or the Nature's Prophet did try to TP in, but it's not going to be enough. 470 actually is going to rotate in onto KCY. There's going to be the Earth Spike as well as the Rolling Boulder in onto 470. There's going to be the stun as well. Do they have any more control for him? 470 trying to get the right clicks on the Ko, but the salve is enough, and Ko gets away with 20 health. Actually, he had less than 20 health, but the salve gave him just enough health to survive that. So a little bit too aggressive by 470. Now Sublood does rotate in. He does actually have enough mana to invis away. He's just going to spot out the fact that Earth Spirit was going to get away from that. So definitely a win as far in Earth Spirit's book.
Yeah, a couple of kills around the map. You had the Bat Rider go in onto the Lion, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was no, the Bat Rider got some. Something happened around the map there.
So I think Dota happened in this map.
Dota happened. It happened here. It was just a couple of kills across the map, and it was actually the Lina going down.
Let's see. Okay, so. Now, as we were talking about the lack of activity from the Earth Spirit, he's actually going to rotate in down into this mid lane. Lion is there as well. They do spot him out with that little corner ward. Well, actually, the corner ward is gone, so they actually don't see him quite yet. Maybe that the one ward on the side, that green ward, was actually able to spot him out, so Death Prophet was able to back up just a little bit. Now another ward able to spot out both KCY and Ko. So Sublood knows that he needs to play back a little bit. He has just enough mana. But now 470 is going to rotate in on the Sinclair. There's going to be the LSA as well as the Dragon Slave and the ult, both coming out onto 470, or all three, I should say, coming out onto 470. That's going to be enough. Sinclair commits her whole combo to finish him off. Now, sorry, running for his life, but Omi, I guess, is able to finish him off. I want to keep saying Omni. Kind of looks like an MN there, but I got to write all of it. I'm just going to... Slark was able to finish him off, so... The game is still really, really close, but now there's going to be a rotation in. Earth Spirit actually misses his first stun. Now going on to Elside Kongru, the Hex and the Stun are going to both be there. The Earth Spikes are going to be enough to finish him off. But now Sublood is actually going to be able to finish off the Earth Spirit. Sinclair only going to throw out a Dragon Slave to help damage down the Death Prophet, but it's going to be a 1-for-1 trade, but the trade definitely going in favor of UBC.
I got nothing.
Unfortunate for the missed stun, though. Like, if you would have landed that, I feel like it would have been a much cleaner kill. I mean, that would have led into an easy LSA combo, but they were still able to get the Death Prophet, so good for him.
And they wonder why they have so few goals in soccer.
Kicking is hard. I mean, I can barely play the hero. I'm a pleb.
I don't even know that there's a hero called Earth Spirit in Dota.
I don't think so. I don't think there is either. I think he's just a myth. Sinclair still trading last hits with a Death Prophet. I mean, Death Prophet is leading by quite a large margin, but Sari is actually stacking the enemy jungle for himself to clear, so he's still rivaling this Slark, but on the top of this net worth chart is still Mama Load. And man, she has a load of last hits, alright. 51 last hits at the 8.5 minute mark.
Yeah, the thing with last hits and net worth is, especially at the beginning of the game, you really want to look at the effectiveness of gold. So Batrider, when he gets a bit of gold up with the Tranquil Boost and the Blink Dagger, he has such a big impact on the game that the little bit of gold really does a lot for him. Meanwhile, the Slark, he needs a little bit more to get to actually enter the match. Probably going for like a Shadow Blade, maybe in some kind of low skill game, or usually a Sanjin Yasha. And that takes a bit more farm than just going for the Tranquil Boots, Blink Dagger.
In the pro games, we did see a ton of Slarks actually go to Midas. I'm pretty sure I saw Midas bought on almost every single game I saw Slark in during the Shanghai Major. Do you feel like that would be a good item this game to get him ahead in items and levels?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. The Slark really does benefit a lot from the levels getting up to level 16. It does a lot for him. And also the gold infusion from it is pretty good for him. You know, even a Midas this late could be pretty beneficial to the Slark.
Indeed, anything to catch up in last hits and farm. I mean, the Bat Rider is already ahead of last hits at the Slark, and like you were talking about, the Bat Rider benefits a whole lot more. And as we're saying that, there's going to be a silence on the Sinclair, and the rotation by Sublood is going to be enough. That's going to be an easy kill onto this Lena. 470 is actually going to rotate in as well, and they're going to start taking down this mid tower. Do you think they have enough damage to actually do this? I don't think they do. The Treants are there to tank a little bit, but they still want to try and shove down this mid tower as quick as they can. They have 10 seconds until Lena spawns back up. Now Dazzle is able to get a couple levels to himself and maybe a little bit of gold. So he's going to be able to catch up. Now looking at the net worth chart, man, even though she's not as far ahead in last hit, she is so far ahead as far as net worth. They're actually going to be able to commit exorcism for this, but now there's going to be a 3-hero rotation. Sorry does have the blink enabled as well as the last one. That's going to be a last on a Congru, comboed as well with the LSA and the ult. I completely forgot what it was called. They were going to be able to finish off the Death Prophet. Now going in on the Cold Blade, and what a stun by the Earth Spirit. That's going to be a double kill now for this Bat Rider, and that's going to be a 2-0. They're not going to start pushing down this mid lane.
That's a bit unfortunate that the first exorcism of the game, which the Death Prophet didn't skill until level 9, was so short. Maybe it almost makes you wonder why she decided to just stop at level 9, level it there. Maybe she just should have just gone for just leveling it at 10, maybe.
It's possible. I mean, if it would have just been wasted like that, I definitely feel like she could have got better levels out of somewhere else. Meanwhile, Sari is going to try and start focusing down 470. However, Sari's dropping pretty low. 470 actually might tick down to the fire, and he's going to do just that. Sari's actually going to be able to get away with about 50 life. He has Blink enabled, and he's going to be able to get away. Now Mama Load is going to get Soul Siphoned by Sai Kongru, but now KCY is going to be rotating, but he gets silenced immediately. The wave is going to be enough, and that's going to be a Lion kill going the way UIUC. So, but I feel like it's a pretty close game. I mean, UBC does have the lead so far, but kills are going both ways. And Laguna Blade. That's what it was called. I'm stupid.
I can't believe you forgot that.
I forgot Laguna Blade. Who forgets Laguna Blade? But the first track kill of the game is going to be a solo kill on the Earth Spirit by the Bounty Hunter. He's going to be able to get that bounce off from his whatever it's called. Shuriken. Yeah, Shuriken toss. Now Mama Load is going to be focused down by Elsad Kangaroo. That's going to be enough. That's now a dominating spree for this Bounty Hunter. That's going to be another track kill going the way of UIUC. So, I mean, these track kills start adding up. It's only level 1 right now, but it's just enough gold to get them ahead, possibly.
And like we said before the game, I mean, Nature's Prophet comes in for a kill, and then they immediately start to push the tower.
Especially with Exorcism up in about 5 seconds. I mean, this could be a pretty easy kill. They do have the Earth Spirit rotated in. Blink Dagger Bat Rider with Lasso is also available. I don't know if they want to pull a Death Prophet that does have ult. So instead, they are going to pull the Nature's Prophet, and man, the finger is committed as well. But now Omni going into the backline. Sinclair dropping so low, and he's actually going to drop as well. 470 now TP's in on a KCY. The buyback is going to be able to maybe finish off the kill on the KCY. 470 drops, dives really, really deep for it. That's going to be a double kill for him. Meanwhile, Bat Rider and the Earth Spirit are both going to drop as well. So this time, the Exorcism is way worth, as like UBC tried to initiate on a fight that they could not win.
Yeah, I mean, they had a lot of things going right for them there. The Bat Rider was just hiding in the shadows, going for the perfect lasso. Unfortunately, the rest of his team weren't able to do enough. And, I mean, they ended up dropping a bunch of heroes in that fight. I believe the Sun may have also been down for the beginning of that, from that earlier gank. And there's really no reason to buy back there. So that also affected that fight pretty highly.
Yes.
I see, looking at the net worth chart, Death Prophet and Slark are now topping the net worth chart. I mean, when it was previously dominated by Sven and Bat Rider, now Slark is slowly coming back into this game. He already has Yasha complete, and he can definitely rival Mama Load. Mama Load is actually going to pop his ult now focusing down on 470. Drums are going to be popped as well as the Grave. Omni now trying to focus down Mama Load. Is it going to be enough, though? The cleave is doing tons of damage, and Omni actually drops just to the cleave. But now Mama Load is actually going to be blocked into the trees. One more right click should be able to finish him off. That's a killing spree now for 470. So that cleave, he was able to actually cleave down tree ants that hit the Slark in return. I really feel like the Slark should have gotten out of there. He's melee, so no one would have blamed him to get out of there. But now KCY, his smoke is going to get spotted out by Subla. He does have the dust available, but now Ko is actually going to get a double stun on the 470 as well as a double silence, man. Lion on a killing spree now as well. But now Ko is going to actually get focused back down. He does pop his ult, but there's not going to be any follow-up for that, so it's barely going to do any damage. The track is available. He should be able to track him any second now. The Earth Spike is going to be there as well. But now Sinclair shows up out of nowhere. The LSA is going to be there as well. But the mechanism, a 15-minute mechanism, actually will keep Bounty Hunter alive. So, I mean, I feel like definitely a lot more heroes should have died in that trade. But instead, it's only going to be a 2-for-1. The trade going away at UBC. Man, yeah, Earth Spirit. Earth Spirit is insane, and Sinclair just throwing out abilities probably for the move speed. Oh yeah, and she also has regen, so why not? But Sublood continues the stalk so deep into enemy lines. He still has track available, but I don't know how risky he wants to use it. They do have a ward available, so they know exactly what's going on. UBC places their own ward on top,
projectiles or added cold damage.
but it doesn't look like there's going to be any trades going on here. I don't know if that was a ping onto Sublood or by Sublood, but they pinged right on top of the Bounty Hunter, so I'm not sure exactly what was going on there. Another smoke is going to be committed by UBC. Batrider does have the dust available if they do get caught out. Is he going to commit it, though? No dust yet. But now Sublood, they do see exactly where he is thanks to that ward, and they are going to dust right onto Sublood. The lasso may be committed there. He is going to actually commit it, and Sublood will definitely go down here. Mechanism not available. Laguna Blade used. That's going to be a free pickoff. But meanwhile, in this top lane, I feel like UBC is doing exactly what... Well, actually, UBC is doing exactly what they did last game, and they're completely foregoing their towers. Or was it?
This is how you play pub matches. You just get all the advantages without your team. Interesting in that last fight, they were chasing down the Bounty Hunter, and he broke the smoke on the Batrider, and I would have thought that the Bounty Hunter could have gotten away, because usually when your smoke breaks, you think that it's just a regular kind of movement, not an invisible hero that is breaking your smoke. So they almost guessed the wrong way for the Bounty Hunter, and then he uses the Invis once again while underneath the Dire Observer ward, which clues him into where he is, and there's the Blink 4-step by the Batrider, which secures the kill.
Yep, a pretty easy kill. Now Exorcism is going to commit it for this top lane. Right now there's only 2 heroes here trying to defend this. Mama Load is going to rotate in as well. KCY is there. Ko is going to be able to get the stun off on the 470, but now Ko has to back up thanks to the Death Prophet Soul Siphon. There is going to be a fortification used. Mama Load trying to cleave down these treants as quickly as possible, but it looks like the Death Prophets will be able to take down this tower. But now a Yule Scepter on the Mama Load. There's going to be the Laguna Blade on the 470. Grave is going to be committed for him as well. Lena able to finish off the Death Prophet, but Lion's going to die in the background thanks to Omi. Now Mama Load still has his ult committed, but I don't think he should be able to get this kill onto Omi. A couple of right clicks should be able to finish him off, and man, the perfectly timed purge is actually able to get him out of the stun. But sorry, able to finish him off with actually Sven with the cleave able to finish him off, but thanks to the perfectly placed silence by Earth Spirit. So a 2-for-1. Yeah, perfect location indeed. So it's going to be a tower and a kill for 2 kills. Who do you think comes out on top on that fight?
I always come out on top of every fight.
Never mind. Batrider at 18 minutes does have the Blink 4 stuff available, so he's pretty farmed for his level, but he's actually going to get Yuled up by his Death Prophet and Silence, but the Silence is actually going to miss. Now Sorry is caught in the trees. The TP is way too late, and he's dead. So an easy pickoff. I feel like he was way out of place for where he should have been in that fight. Roshan is available, and it feels like UBC should be able to take it anytime soon with the Sven ult available.
Yeah, they can go for it, but I also think that Illinois can easily take down the Roshan. Maybe if they take a fight, you get a lot of Essence Shift stacks on the Slark, which helps take out the Roshan pretty easily. Also, you have a bunch of Treants and the Death Prophet Exorcism. So they definitely have a lot of tools against Roshan as well.
So it's definitely going to be the fight of who goes for it first, and it looks like UIUC is going to be just that team. I think they do spot it out with the vision, yeah. UBC do have the vision for it, but these Treants are tanking all the damage, which allows Death Prophet's Exorcism to do as much damage as possible. They also have the Medallion as well, so their Roche potential is way higher than that of UBC, but still UBC wants to try and take this fight. Ko is there, ready to land a stun whenever available. The Treants are still whacking at this Roshan. And see Claire kind of just throwing out Dragon Slave so far. They do realize now that there are no heroes inside of the Roche pit. Mama Load is pretty deep. No one's still committing any sort of initiation for it quite yet. But now it looks like instead UBC are going to start going for this Roshan. Mama Load is going to pop his ult for it. Looks like it's going to be a pretty easy Roshan, so UBC is actually going to damage Roshan down quite a bit, but instead UIUC are going to be the one that took advantage of it. Now the lasso coming out onto Ko Brilliant. They don't really have a ton of follow-up. The Hex is going to come out onto Ko Brilliant. The Earth Spike probably should follow, as well as the Finger maybe. They don't even need to commit the Finger. Sinclair is going to be able to finish him off with the Dragon Slave. So a Roche and a support for literally free. Like, the only one that took damage in that fight was Ko and Sinclair, and really they didn't even take that much damage. Maybe even Sorry, but man, definitely not the play that UIUC needs to be making if they want to win this.
Illinois were just way too scared of the initiation. You had a Blink Dagger in by no, sorry, Sun doesn't have a Blink Dagger, but you have Sun coming in, a Blink Dagger on the Bat Rider, as well as your Earth Spirit just rolling in, and then Lena. It was just a lot of damage that they would have to gone through there, and they are not very tanky with Exorcism running out. It could have been very difficult to take that fight.
Indeed, we did see the Roshan kill, a really good pick by this Nature's Prophet, but that's about all he can do at this point. There's going to be a teleport back by the line. He's going to try and split push this bottom lane, and really I feel like that's Nature's Prophet's main goal in this game, to just split push towers and force UBC back at this point. Slark, right now he only has the S and Y complete, which isn't that bad of timing, but he really needs to start getting items online.
Yeah, this Slark, he like we said, he takes a long time to get online, and with the other team taking towers so fast, and his team, you know, they have taken a lot of towers, but they don't have the best map control right now. I mean, it's very difficult for this Slark to get back into the game. He really needs to be ahead.
Yeah, that's definitely where we see the hand of Midas come into play. I feel like that's why a lot of pros decided to take that item. But I mean, do you feel like UIUC had enough time or enough space for Slark to have a Midas?
He definitely could have gotten it. He would be a little bit further ahead. He'd have more stats. He'd be a little bit more tanky in these fights. Honestly, I don't think it would be a bad thing, and it wouldn't have really affected his Sanjin Yasha timing so much.
Yeah, I mean, he would have committed a little bit of gold early game for it, but by this time, I definitely feel like he would have S and Y and maybe already start building into his next item. And instead, he only has S and Y and about 2k gold to his name. And it looks like he actually did buy an item, as his gold did go down a little bit. What do you feel like would be the right item for Slark here? Does he go just straight into the Scotty, or maybe another like mid-game item?
Yeah, this Slark needs balls.
He does need the 2 ultimate balls. So Scotty should probably be his next choice. There's going to be a smoke out from UBC. So far, they're not going to do too much with it. Sue Blood is actually going to catch out Ko, and they're going to just bump heads right next to each other. Dust is going to be committed as well. The stun is perfectly on point. Sue Blood dropping really, really low. LSA and Dragon Slave should be enough to finish him off, as long with a couple, as well with a couple right clicks. So Earth Spirit actually going to be the one credited with that kill. And man, look at Nature's Prophet with his Maelstrom. Like, the split push is real on this guy. He's really going all out for this split push.
As he just clears his own side of the map.
Yeah, I guess that's a better way of putting it. So the split defense, he's going all out for that. And then so we see a Blink Dagger going to be the next item on Slark. So, I mean, how do you feel about that? One thing that Slark did do pretty well in that last fight was take out supports, but do you feel like Blink is the item here?
No. It's pretty good for him to get around the fight, but I think a Blink Dagger is more to get him out, honestly. Like, you can just maybe blink in and then leap on some supports, purge off some stuns, and then go into your ultimate, and maybe by that time your Blink Dagger will be back up, hopefully. I honestly don't think that if the Slark fails to take out the supports, this Blink Dagger is going to be pretty much useless.
Yeah, indeed. We'll have to see exactly how useful this Blink Dagger is going to be, as we see Sven already on track to get his AC pretty quickly now. He only needs about another 1,000 gold, I believe. I mean, 1,400 for the plate mail. I'm not sure exactly how much the recipe is, but
1,300.
1,300, so he's pretty close. Sublood is kind of scouting out Sorry, but Sorry doesn't have any vision for him. He might just want to get the track off, and they might want to go on him. Nature's Prophet is going to start right-clicking him down the track. He's going to be there, as well as a couple right clicks. Toss Shuriken, going to be dealing quite a bit of damage, as well as the urn, so they do know exactly where he is, and he actually could possibly tick down here. One more tick of the urn, and he's going to live with about 60 health. So, really, really close, but Ami, with that Blink Dagger coming into play, and he's actually able to get the pick onto Batrider, so 500 gold going his way, but meanwhile, this bottom lane going down on the side of UBC, but instead Lina and the Lion are both going to back, trying to defend this top tower against the onslaught of Slark and Nature's Prophet. So no tower is gone, and no kills quite yet. I think they do know where the Sven is. They're passing him by, and instead he's just going to be able to TP back home. And I think that's AC, now completed on the Sven. So do you feel like his next item pickup is going to be BKB, or do you think he goes for more damage?
I don't even know if he goes for a next item. I mean, University of Illinois, they're very squishy, and this AC is just going to make it even more difficult for them to survive through these fights. I don't see them taking out the Sven right now, and the road just gets really tough for Illinois right now.
So you think this could be just GG outright?
I'm not going to be that defeatist, but the Radiant really need some kind of big fight here, like the Death Prophet Exorcism somehow doing ridiculous damage to the Sven while the rest of his team dies, and something like that. Like, the Radiant clearly need to get back into this game somehow.
I mean, with the supports chosen on the side of Illinois, they chose a Bounty Hunter who really is just there for the extra gold, and a Dazzle who's there to keep your own heroes alive. They have real no control. Whereas, I mean, look over at UBC, every single one of the heroes has some sort of stun or at least like lockdown. Literally every single hero. So it's so hard for UIUC to hold down a Sven, who usually has to go BKB because he gets kited around too much. But instead in this game, he has free reign practically. So they're really going to have to do exactly what they're doing now. Nature's Prophet's going to be pushing out this top lane, while Dazzle getting a little bit of split push down in the mid lane, but instead Mamalode's going to be able to pop his ult for this bottom tower, and it's going down real fast. The Racks are going to be next. There's going to be the blink onto Elsai Kongru. He's actually going to pop his BKB at the same time. He gets lassoed. He's going to be graved, so he has a couple seconds of invulnerability, but that's going to be the Slark immediately dropped. There's going to be the Yule Scepter by the Death Prophet, but that's not enough either. Man, what a bad time to pop BKB and be immediately lassoed. Blink Dagger by KCY is going to be enough to catch out 470. There's going to be the stun as well. Down in the bot lane, Laguna Blade going to be committed onto Dazzle, and Dazzle's going to drop, as well as the top lane. Nature's Prophet goes down, and I'm pretty sure this is GG unless anyone buys back right now.
They only have a buyback on the Nature's Prophet.
So, I mean, Nature's Prophet can't do anything against these two, and a Bounty Hunter definitely can't do anything against these two. So, I'm pretty sure this is going to be game over. I mean, UBC are going to be taking down this mid-racks. Maybe UIUC fights as hard as UBC fought last game to hold back, and it looks like they're not going to do that. So, this game going the way of UBC, and just like we were talking about, UBC and UIUC are going to be going to a Game 3. So, who would you say would be the MVP of this game? Who really, outshone themselves?
I really like the play of the Batrider. He set up a lot of the kills for his team. He got the farm up. He didn't really let the Slark get a great start. I think the Batrider did pretty well in this game, and he really set up a lot for his team. Even though he didn't, stay alive through everything, he did a lot in securing his team the kills.
Mm-hmm. All right, and with that, we're going to be going to a Game 3. It's going to be UBC Dota versus University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign. So do you have any predictions for this Game 3? Like, who's going to come out on top this time?
Well, I I think that Illinois, they learned a lot from this match. They learned more about UBC's strategy, about, just getting those ganks and getting the towers down. I think that this time Illinois aren't going to go for something as greedy as a Spark. I think that pickup just really set up their team for failure, and it took a little bit too long to get online. It did go for the supports, but do you really want to carry that's just a support killer? You need something else in these matches.
Mm-hmm. Indeed, we will have to see. So, luckily for one of the first times this season, we're going to a Game 3. So, everyone stick around. We're going to be going to an AVGL Collegiate Dota 2 season, Game 3 of University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign versus UBC. Don't go anywhere.